Okay. I don't know whether to laugh or to cry on this one, but let me just get right down to it, right? This all happens to sort of center around the new peacemaker in the region, Macron. Look at what he does, folks. I'll read the title of the article. It says, he appeals to Chinese to tell Russians to please stop invading Ukraine. This is no joke, folks. Let me read this to you. It says, French President Emmanuel Macron appealed on Thursday to Chinese leader Xi Jinping, who received an effusive welcome from Vladimir Putin in Moscow last month, to bring Russia to its senses and help make lasting peace in Ukraine. Macron pointed to Chinese support for the United Nations Charter, which calls for respect of a country's territorial integrity and for nuclear agreements. He said peace and stability based on those were threatened by the Russian president's invasion of Ukraine. Xi's government declared it had no limits friendship with Russia ahead of the February 2022 attack, but has tried to appear neutral. Beijing has called for peace talks. Okay, I want to just stop for 1 second to make a very interesting point. First of all, I don't expect the Chinese to go out of their way to do anything to stop Russia from what Russia is doing. Russia and China are in bed together. I promise you that's going to backfire for China, not for reasons that most people think, but simply for the reasons of the fact that China is in such deep trouble, economically speaking, that they're probably not going to survive the current series of insanity sets that are coming their way. I'm just going to make that very clear. If they were strong enough, economically speaking, they would have already invaded Taiwan, but that's a whole other story, and I know those are some pretty strong opinions, but that's not why I'm making this video. The bigger picture here simply centers around the weakness of the international community in dealing with Russia the way that they say they're going to be dealing with Russia. Okay? The way that they thought they were going to actually end this is by sanctioning Russia. And unfortunately, the United States of America is beginning to learn the lesson of what happens when you sanction a nation that actually has greater natural resources in play. Not greater natural resources, period, but greater natural resources in play. Understand that that is devaluing United States currency. Your dollar that you had yesterday is worth less today than it was yesterday. If you had $100,000 in the bank in 2020, that $100,000 now has the buying power of about $60,000. And if it's eggs you're looking to buy, it has the buying power of probably $30,000. That's not an exaggeration, folks. But what is remarkable to me is the weakness in the international community in trying to deal with the problem they're calling Russia, when in reality, the problem really isn't Russia per se. The problem is everything else that goes in and around it and besides it. If people were able to follow the lead of the scriptures and understood what the Bible says concerning what's going to happen with Russia in the last days, they would not be investing in an equally as corrupt, if not more corrupt nation like Ukraine. But the reality of it is, man is blinded by their wickedness. They are going to continue to defend any interest that they can that maintains the wickedness and the evil status quo that continues to define their culture, who they are, and everything they're about. And they're making money off the death of the future. The problem with making money off the death of the future is when the future dies, you have no more future left. It's sad, but that's what's going on, folks. Look, Christ could come at any moment. Jesus is coming soon. Let's wake up. Let's see what's happening here. There it is.